What's up, guys? Anthony here for Rev3 Games, and Resident Evil 6 is here. And everybody has been wondering, what direction are they going to take the series? Are they going to go back to kind of the more classic play style, or continue along the vector that they had with RE4 and 5? And the answer is yes? Give it 2 or so chapters, and you can really believe that Resident Evil 6 was made by that much-touted 600-plus person development team. No question, it is the biggest Resident Evil ever. The main story alone spans 15 chapters, and each one takes an average of 90 minutes to clear. You get the sense that Capcom really wanted to please every Resident Evil fan, from those who've only played RE4 to gamers who go all the way back to the original. Want puzzles? You got them, although they're very easy. You want a Resident Evil 3 style boss chase? They have totally got you covered. A new Mercenaries mode and an unlockable Ada Wong story? Sign us up. There are emblems to find, ammo-saving melee combat, and out-in-the-open zombie-dense gun battles a la RE5. Want to walk through the game on your butt, knifing everybody? Yeah, Resident Evil 6 has that too. Bioterrorism hasn't gone global in Resident Evil 6 so much as it's touring 3 regions: Eastern Europe, Main Street USA, and a Chinese metropolis. It's enough globetrotting that the game splits virus damage control into 3 separate but intertwined campaigns, mixing both fresh faces and familiar ones. It feels like a band reunion, kind of like seeing all those old characters in Metal Gear Solid 4. If Leon Kennedy is the confident lead singer, then Chris Redfield is the tortured guitarist.
You're here to pour drinks and look pretty. So how about you shut your mouth?
Jake has taken over for his dead dad, Albert Wesker, on drums, and it looks like Capcom didn't offer Jill or Claire enough money to rejoin the team. Capitalizing on the mostly positive reception of co-op in Resident Evil 5, this sequel is a mostly partner-driven experience. Newcomer Helena Harper is likable, although her secretive nature is a poor attempt by the story writers at building suspense. Piers Nivens is to be respected for having the backbone to put Chris Redfield in his place, and Sherry Birkin is surprisingly well-adjusted for being a child survivor of the Raccoon City outbreak in Resident Evil 2. Going from campaign to campaign is an adequately cohesive experience, more with the story than with the gameplay, and you're not stuck having to play one scenario until its conclusion. Jump around if you like. You might just be able to keep up with the various plots that way. Yet amidst the big budget production are a number of problems that plague Resident Evil 6. By today's gaming standards, RE6's spate of zombies aren't anything remarkable, and we couldn't find any enemy who matched the ominous nature of those monks in Resident Evil 4. There are some imaginative bioweapons though, like this gooey guy whose parts you can nuke in a microwave piecemeal. It's a challenge getting used to the camera work, which places your character higher and more close up than compared to Resident Evil 4, 5, or almost any other good third-person game. It's a puzzling design choice, especially when there are a few times where the game gets it right and the character is smaller and easy to navigate. It's a hassle when you're in tight indoor areas though, like Chris's first chapter. Then there's the cover system, which feels underdeveloped. It's hard to figure out where cover can be advantageous as opposed to simply being exposed and assertive with your rifle or shotgun. If you did play RE5, then you know all about aggressive use of firearms, and RE6 evolves on that same mechanic. Being able to finally move and shoot is a welcome and overdue feature, and there is a sense of realism in that your laser sight does not stay centered when you're aiming. The game also could have benefited from some fat trimming, like this useless scene where you drive slowly through a virus-tainted fog surrounded by the infected. Oh, look at the forced poignancy. Good luck trying to ignore the shadowing, which features god-awful jaggies. The world of Resident Evil 6 is actually loaded with well-composed backgrounds, just don't look too closely or you might notice muddy textures. At least the horrendous screen tearing from the public demos is nowhere to be found.
Stop talking, we don't have time!
The scenario-specific user interfaces are slick, letting you cycle through primary weapons in one row and grenades and first aid sprays in another, and mixing 3 green herbs into a chiclet-sized packet takes just 2 seconds. Still, a part of us misses the suitcases and the what are you buying merchant. The characters for Player 2 are likable enough. Too bad we can't say the same thing about the actual co-op mechanics. The steady stream of quick-time events works fine on solo, but you can imagine the headache from relying on others to be on top of their game. One false move, and it's back to the checkpoint. Resident Evil 6 is also one of those rare co-op games where you might have a more enjoyable experience solo, since the AI already knows the solutions to partner-specific puzzles and are often reliable in supporting you when you get knocked down. And they don't die much, which is always a plus. Resident Evil 6 works best as a love letter to fans of the series, and not much more than that. Its variety of features and lengthy playtime could have been a positive, but such selling points are moot when the camera and co-op leave this much to be desired. If you followed Leon, Chris, and Ada this whole time and even watched the CG Resident Evil films, you're in for a treat. Otherwise, we say skip it.
Don't look back! Just go!
So are you a die-hard Resident Evil fan? Are you picking this one up? How does it look to you? What do you think about the direction they're taking the series in? Let me know down below. If you have any questions about the game, please leave them down there too, and we'll answer them the best we can. And be sure to subscribe here at Rev3 Games for more game reviews.